Is the Earth the center of the universe?
Huh? No, it isn't. The sun is the center of the universe. Why did you think it was otherwise?
We were making solar system models in class today, and I saw that one of my classmates had the Earth in the center of his model.
Well, at least now you know that the sun is the center of the universe, not the earth.
But why and how is the sun the center of the universe?
We'd have to go back to archaic times to explain that question of yours. Okay then, around 250 BCE, there was a famous ancient astronomer and mathematician named Aristarchus of Samos. He determined that the sun was about 6 to 7 larger than the earth. This led him to the idea that the earth revolves around the sun.
How did he get to that idea?
Well, he concluded that the idea was using spherical geometry and astronomy.
And people believed them?
For a while. He was famous after all. People tend to rely on those kinds of people.
That's true.
Moving on, 150 BCE, Claudius Ptolemy, who another mathematician, trusted Aristarchus' idea so much that he made a solar system model about it.
Like what my classmate did.
Exactly, like what your classmate did. Ptolemy called his model geocentrism, and for over a millennium, astronomers believed that this was the right solar system model.
Oh, so my classmate was making geocentrism?
That's correct.
So when was geocentrism proven wrong?
It was in 1543, the rise of Nicolaus Copernicus, who was a Polish Renaissance-era mathematician and astronomer.
Another a mathematician?
There are quite a lot of them, I know, but bear with me here.
Alright then.
Okay, so it took Copernicus years of observation and calculations before he published a book entitled De Revolutionibus Orbium Coelestium, or On the Revolutions of the Heavenly Spheres. This book offered an alternative model of the universe to Ptolemy's geocentric model, which was called as heliocentrism or the heliocentric model.
So basically, heliocentrism is the concept that the sun in the center of the universe and those heavenly bodies, such as planets and stars, revolve around it. In contrast, geocentrism is the concept that states that the Earth is the center of the universe and that everything revolves around us.
Wow, that was impressive. You understood concepts very well.
I did advanced reading on our book. I just memorized the two definitions.
It's still impressive. Anyway, when Copernicus introduced the heliocentric model of the universe, there were people who disagreed, and that included the believers of the geocentric model and the church.
Wait, why is the church involved?
One reason of this is that the people took pride in knowing that the earth was the center of the universe. The people, Christians especially, were led to believe that God created the solar system in a way that proved humans were superior or something like that.
Does that mean that Copernicus and the church were enemies?
Oh no. In fact, Copernicus grew up with the church. He actively attends all religious activities with his family. After finishing writing his book, he sent a copy to the Pope with a letter arguing the legitimacy of his theory right before he died.
He died?
Yeah, he died because of a stroke.
What happened next?
Well, the church banned Copernicus' book.
Of course they did, but didn't anyone else fought against that?
There was Hans Lippershey, a Dutch eyeglass maker that invented the telescope back in 1608. One day, he tried to stack 3 lenses and look through it, and then he saw that the objects under the lens were 3 times bigger than their original state. So he designed and invented the first telescope. The existence of the telescope made some scholars curious to see what's beyond, and it wasn't long till it was used in astronomy.
That's very innovative.
It was. The word about the invention of the telescope reached Galileo Galilei, who was an Italian astronomer. He made his own telescope, which featured concave lenses. Galileo used this telescope to observe the sky, and while he was observing Venus, he found out that it shows similar movements with our moon. By his observational study, he was able to prove Copernicus' heliocentric model.
How did the church react to it?
Horribly. Galileo was labeled as a heretic by the church who still believed in geocentrism. He was sentenced to life imprisonment back in 1633, and he died in jail in 1642 after suffering from a fever and heart palpitations.
Wow, that's awful. So many people died in the name of science, huh?
Yes, that's true. But we gained a lot of things to help improve our society because of their sacrifices and because of their drive of passion for science.